Hello, this is Gerald Tuavanwas. When colors appear, they are there at a certain point where they have a certain balance where a certain color will dominate for a certain reason. That is also something we don't realize very much. I have written also some things about it. Letters themselves as well. They direct you to a certain position. We hear the differences, we distinct the differences, but it's much more behind it. Nothing in nature is just like randomly. It's always there at a point where it has the reflections, so that it can count on a counter behavior, on a feedback system that also responds to these positions. Letters are positions, and the positions are combined in letter combinations, in words, and they describe also always in a kind of geometrical way in space and a time context where the things can be described as such with these elements. And you have these three regions here, a region of stability, a region of movement, and a region of balancing out. That's what I can distinct immediately, and the letters are always into one of these categories, dominant at a certain place with a certain direction, also horizontal, vertical, diagonal, and you can learn to distinct them. There's a logic behind it. It builds up, and I will have a little bit more focus upon the letter D, where exactly it is in the system and what it means, and therefore I will use the example of the word odd. Odd is a quite abstract word, but with these geometrical associations you can figure out what is our focus in this word. So let's go to the word and start from, of course, from the letter O. So in which category is O? If I look into my system of 3 times 3 orders times 3, you have it into the second category. It's about movement, it's about time, it's in this area. So when we focus upon O is within that area of from left to right, from before to afterwards. You have a timing changes, changed based context in which we focus upon. It's that kind of environmental, because it's in interaction, interactive area in which you follow the visible changes. We follow them up, and that's the basis of the second category, and there will start the O. So where will the O start? It is in that category where I will have a movement, that I will start from there. I will have a change. I will have a starting point of in the middle of all the changes that are there, and it's something like, I can say it's the starting point of a whole set of movements, and I see something that moved, so I am distracted in a way. So if I have that focus, so I move that focus actually with odd. It's like, oh, I'm distracted, and I follow that up, and that's that movement. That's the oh. That's when you hear something, for instance, you can have all kinds of feedback reflexes with the oh is oh, and you move your oh oh oh. You see something moved, and that's where your awareness is. Oh, there is a movement here. I am distracted as a movement. Where is it going to? I can follow it, yes. The D to it is also in that second category about movement, but it's the starting point of a movement, of a physical movement, so that you can start to sense physically that something is truly sensed, that something is moving, and that's again the focus from that starting point. So okay, I can have a physical change there in that movement, So with a physical sensation, let's say, as well, but about movement. It is so you have the awareness that there is that movement that changed, something changed. You sense it where it is, and that's your foundation of the focus. With a double D, it focuses again with that attention. Yeah, but what is really changing there? There's a certain instability there that is dominating there. It is exaggerated here. Now, where is a function of D? And there I have to explain it a little bit. Different from the O. O is really about movement. It's these arrows. D is a little bit before that. It's the awareness that something can change, something can move. We started with a 3x3 focus underneath, which was about all that we can keep with where we can keep a stable focus, so that we can focus upon the object in space. As soon as there is a distraction, that's what a D is, where there is distraction, that we can't keep that stable focus, we have that sense of a starting point of instability. That starting point of instability is the starting point of where things will start to move, where things will start to change. So it's a starting point in which you have that unstable condition, actually, that things will not remain the same. And that's actually more like positions. Like with the O, it's like you have this movement. Okay, it's a starting point of movement. Yes, the D is really more that starting point of, okay, I have that, oh, that I have to change. It's that instability underneath. It's the dispositioned, changed central position. The D on its own, you can have it in certain words. In the end of the word, for instance, you have it in the past sense. It means it changed. You have you have these conditions. Oh yeah, it's changed. It doesn't have that stable position. It's dealing with a starting point that deals with a changed condition. So the timing as a starting point is more dominant, that you have a potential starting point that something is due to change, is dependent on change. And that's why it is the starting point of the whole timing system, where all the changes appear. And you have a starting point where you have the starting point of the fourth dimension, a starting point of no, there will be something that will be changed. A breath, for instance, we know that it is a functional place, but it also has that within it. It has that it is dependent on change. If it didn't change, it doesn't have that function. So it ends with that function, that you have something that is functional, but only functional because it deals with that function of changed space. So how do we see odd actually? If we have that as a focus, you have this, your eyes move towards somewhere, but you have the awareness, oh no, it's not just moving, but it's also moving towards change. And oh, and then you focus again on that change. So you're not just moving towards what has that potential change, but you focus again on that potential change. And it's like, oh, it is moving, but it is also potential change. Oh, again, with a change to it. And that's that oddness. It is that exaggerating of that awareness. Oh no, something is changing. Oh no, is it changing again? So it moves, and you have that. Oh no, where is it? Where did it go to? Actually, it is almost an exaggerating of that awareness. That oh no, something is changing there. Oh no, it's changing there. Oh, it's changing there. You see, I would have a camera. It will not be stable, but it will have that with the double it will have these frames will block it a little bit, almost like, and that's that odd alt. So we will have that change and alt. And that's how you have to realize, you can realize what alt means, is that focus upon this movement where things are gradually changing, but with an extra focus on, oh, what changed? Oh, what changed? It becomes weird, almost like that you become aware that these changes are focused upon once more, that they are in a changeable condition, and it's a bit harder to follow in that way, and that's basically what this emphasis of D is, of this unstable point. And I hope this was clear enough by this explanation that I gave you about that position into the scheme, into the logical building up of associations that you have from there. Okay, thanks again for watching. Bye.